captain of the industry and the entire auto component industry is extremely proud of your achievements, Mr. Ganesh. My heartfelt compliments and congratulations on this very appropriate honor bestowed on you today. Sanjay, Shraddha, all the distinguished participants of today's day-long proceedings, where you've deliberated on a number of very interesting subjects. I was just looking up your itinerary for the day. Looks to be a very interesting day. Particularly, I'm delighted when I read that you're becoming more and more focused towards sustainability and green manufacturing, recognizing that as the world transitions, we should not be left behind. So very well crafted agenda for the day. Compliments to ACMA and the entire team. And truly a matter of delight for me to be amongst here, all of you here today, particularly when Mr. Ganesh is being felicitated. He's somebody who's kept a very low profile. I did read just now and it was mentioned he was president of ACMA earlier, president of CII Southern Region, the Management Association. But you could make out even from the way he spoke, his demeanor, that is a very understated, sober, shop floor man. And his achievements over the years, Rane is probably today a household name across the country. The very important honor bestowed on him through the Deming Awards, his focus on total quality management, all of these are areas which I think the industry as a whole, even though the statistics you spoke were about 55 or 60 billion dollars worth of output of the industry, I think what Mr. Rane has done in terms of focus on quality will have to become the mantra of all of us in this room and all the members of ACMA in the days to come. Because clearly, if at all we have to make a mark for ourselves, both in the country and in the world markets, it cannot be possible unless we really make quality the very mantra of our being, the very essence of our activities, our business. I was reading some comments made by Mr. Ramesh many years ago also, where he used to be an evangelist for productivity. And I think if we can collectively as a nation address these twin challenges of productivity and quality, to my mind, there is absolutely no competition to the capabilities of India, India's managers, India's skilled workmen, our technology levels, our commitment levels. And if at all these two, productivity and quality, are taken together, I think even in price competitiveness, nobody can ever come close to an Indian product. And then, of course, we can hope to see Sanjoy and all of you meet the aggressive targets that you have set for yourselves in the coming years, both to meet the needs of India and to meet the increasing needs of the rest of the world also. In fact, Mr. Ganesh, the fact that Rane Group today, as an OEM supplier, as an exporter, and with the wide variety of products that you have developed over the years, in a way reflects the India story. Humble beginnings, great effort to focus on quality, consistent growth, internationalizing your business, absorbing modern technologies, and the effort to take everybody along, carry your suppliers along with you, have your own ecosystem, think the way you do or your management does, and consistently remain on overdrive, ahead of the times. Not catching up, but making sure you're one up on the rest of the world also at times. I think that will have to be the mantra that all of us in the auto component industry, incidentally, I've said it before, I don't mind repeating it. I'm very, very proud of our auto component industry's achievements and self-confidence. While the figures speak for themselves and they are clearly very, very impressive, but the confidence with which our industry comes up to the Commerce Ministry, to me, and tells us that we have absolutely no problem engaging with anybody anywhere in the world, and you can open the Indian market, get us market access in the rest of the developed world, and we have no problem. You can let their products come in, we'll make sure we'll beat them to it. And I think that's a big statement. It's a signature statement. And it's a statement that doesn't go unnoticed, not only in India, but across the world. Because the more hesitancy we show to engaging with the rest of the world, they also wonder what's the catch? Why are they not confident enough? What's holding them back? What are they scared of? And in that sense, our auto component industry, collectively as a whole, working with this level of self-confidence and abilities is something that is in a way reflective of India's growing strengths in the years to come. We have entered the Amrit Kal. We have great plans for the country. Sustainability clearly is one area in which India has taken a lead over many others. And this is going to become very critical for the growth of our economy and our businesses. Exports are also going to increasingly be affected by the level of green ecosystem that we have in our manufacturing activities. Innovation and R&D and our spends on innovation, our spends on research are going to become increasingly important in the years to come. I've been interacting with a number of high-profile sectors of late, and I find that it is those sectors which have significantly invested back in R&D, which are today at the cutting edge of technology. They are in the forefront of international business. They are creating new jobs, new opportunities. There are startups mushrooming in a big way, and they are actually creating great amount of wealth, far in excess of what they invest on their R&D. By and large, the pharma industry, for example, the other day shared with me that their annual investment in R&D is about $250 billion. Not in India, unfortunately, but across the world, largely in Europe. $250 billion on R&D. Auto industry also. After all, why does Tesla get such high values? It's because they are remaining one step ahead of the rest of the ecosystem. Whether it is design, whether it's technical capabilities, whether it's efficiency in production, whether it's competitive pricing, whether it's high quality manufacturing, whether it's reduction in waste, and of course, its contribution to sustainability. Collectively, all these issues come together to give the kind of valuations that we find in these new age modern technology companies. I would urge the auto component industry also to reflect on the level of investment and time and effort that we are putting in to come up with new ideas, new designs, new products, and in some sense that will also help in our indigenization and localization efforts. It will also help us in providing solutions to other parts of the world and making them dependent on us, rather than we remaining dependent on the R&D of the West or the developed world for all times to come. And I have no doubt in my mind, any of you comes up with a good product, a new idea, you will find traction, you will find acceptability for new ideas without doubt, both within the country and internationally. Defense is one area where a lot of indigenization is happening. It should be an area that may also catch the fancy of some of the auto component manufacturers. So there's a lot of synergy between the two. You also have very, very high precision manufacturing. Defense also needs that. You also have a number of components aggregating to make your final finished products. Defense is very similar. If at all, the one area where there could be difference would be probably the volumes. But then you get compensated for that in terms of pricing. But defense is clearly one area where I would urge members of ACMA to focus your energies, look at where you can contribute to India's thrust to indigenous development and self-reliance on defense needs of the country. Also expanding our exports. The Honorable Prime Minister has set a $5 billion target that he expects India's exports of defense equipment to be in the next few years. If all of you were to also get involved, we could actually up the ante even further. We could take this up to much greater levels. And I would urge all the captains of industry, all the ACMA participants, big and small, to really put in your best foot forward, come up with new ideas, support and encourage our youngsters and our startups, similar to the example Ganeshji just gave about his colleague, his workmen in the company, who helped double productivity with a small intervention or small investment to upgrade the equipment. I think there will be these hidden gems in each one of our companies. It's how much we involve them, how much we interact with them, what opportunities do we provide them, how do we reward them, how do we encourage failure. Because ultimately R&D is all about celebrating failure. If one was to expect that R&D is going to result in game-changing, transformational outcomes, positive outcomes all the time and every time, it's clearly silly to expect. R&D is all about that eureka moment, but that comes after a lot of painstaking effort. Unless you knock out and you're very, very lucky and you hit a jackpot right up front, which I would pray and wish for each one of you. But clearly, it's a long haul, but India needs to go down that path. I'm also very happy to see that a lot of the industry is now getting formalized. I would urge you to really be very conscious of the informal sector in the auto component industry. It's been a problem for all of you for years in the past, if I remember correctly. I know that there are duplicates and there are people who clone your product. And very often consumers get taken in with the cost advantage as against an OEM product or a high quality manufacturer making the same good. But there's a deeper and a bigger message to the world which is important for us, and that is to protect the credibility of our industry. Should our credibility get damaged, we will lose the markets of the world for a long time to come. And I'm sure those companies who have been successful have focused as much on their image, as much on their consistency of the product that they supply, the quality of the product that they supply, as they have on expanding their markets. And I would urge each and every one of you to address issues of duplicates or address issues of those who are affecting your credibility of your industry very seriously. If somebody is, of course, infringing on copyrights or patents, you must make it a point to raise your voice against it. You must make an extra effort to educate consumers about the importance of quality, about the life cycle cost or the lifetime cost of the product that they are buying and paying for, the risks associated with low quality products. And my own judgment is that discerning consumers will certainly understand that it doesn't make sense. It may be very attractive to take a tire from a non-regular source or a brake from a non-regular source. It may look very attractive to take a retreated tire, but the cost that you may have to incur finally, both in terms of safety, in terms of its lifespan, and several other possible risks, is just not worth it. In the Consumer Affairs Ministry, we are making an effort to bring the focus on quality. We are happy to partner with you. Should you need any assistance, any support, either from the Industry Commerce Ministry, Consumer Affairs Ministry, or any part of government, we'll be delighted to partner with ACMA in any effort to maintain the credibility of our industry as a whole and ensure that this effort towards formalizing the entire sector and ensuring very high quality products being produced by this sector, both for India and for the world markets, should be the prime focus of an association like ACMA. And I think that truly will not only make us self-reliant, Atmanirbhar, but as I've said on a couple of occasions earlier, I think the new definition of Atmanirbhar for India and for ACMA should be that we are not only self-reliant, we are not only meeting the needs that India has, of course, with high quality and competitive pricing, but we make the rest of the world also dependent on us. हम सिर्फ आत्मनिर्भर नहीं बने, दुनिया को हमारे ऊपर निर्भर बनाए. And there's always a time when history provides you that opportunity. When the stars align favorably, if you don't grab the opportunity at that appropriate time, sometimes you'll end up missing the bus. You've just seen India's G20 presidency taking off to a flying start over the last 2-3 months. You've seen the kind of accolades that Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi and India as a nation have received from world leaders from across the spectrum. Both sides of the spectrum are truly a matter of pride for all of us. It's a matter of pride for 140 crore Indians. It's a matter of pride for every business person. And they're all looking up to us. The world is looking up to India. The world is looking up to Prime Minister Modi's leadership to resolve the challenges before the world. They are looking up to Indian businesses to serve the needs of the world, because thankfully we in India have the rule of law. We are a democracy, mother of all democracies. We had democratic principles enshrined in our country even thousands of years ago. Democracy for us doesn't start in 1947. It's ingrained in our history. We have transparent economic systems. We have the rule of law. We have a vibrant judiciary. People are safe. You don't disappear. If you become a wealthy person, you don't just disappear overnight. If you bring in new technology from anywhere in the world, or you create your own technology, the government doesn't force you to transfer that technology. Your collaborators feel more secure when they work with you and provide you with technical designs, drawings, work plans. The world is looking for trusted partners. They have seen our performance all through COVID, when the entire globe was failing to meet their commitments. Freight rates were at an all-time high. Lockdowns were prevalent repeatedly. Businesses were collapsing across the world. India was the bright spot in the world who met every commitment. Whether it was in the service sector, whether it was all of you meeting your goods and merchandise commitments, each one of you made India proud, but ensured that not a single commitment made to your international buyers or your principals was ever failed. And that's why today India has the acronym Trusted Partner. You, ladies and gentlemen, have earned the trust of the world. India today is respected as a friend, whether it's Vaccine Maitri or Operation Dost. The world knows in the time of need, they can depend on India. The Indian leadership and the people of India who treat the world as one family, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, are very theme of the G20 presidency this year. One earth, one family, one future clearly reflects India's ethos. And that is why I say this is the time where we should capture every opportunity that comes our way. I don't know if you recall Prime Minister Modi once had said, "Yahi samay hai, sahi samay." This is the time. This is the time. This is the right time. And let's not let any opportunity go by. It's for us to show to the world that India has the capability. India will be the next frontier of technology, development, production, supply, and will serve the world honorably, will serve the world for its future needs while respecting the environment in a sustainable manner. Because for us in India, nature and the environment comes naturally. In India, we don't need anybody from outside to teach us the lessons of sustainability. Circular economy comes naturally to all of us. In all your plants, I'm sure you don't let any waste go by. You collect it and decide what goes into the induction furnaces or steel plants as scrap. You segregate maybe copper or other wastes and make sure you get the full value for that. I won't be surprised if many of the auto part manufacturers' bottom line, the profit after tax, would be probably largely made up with the revenues one can get out of the unavoidable waste. I'm not talking about rejects and quality problems. But having run a fourth shop myself, I know that this is an important element of our total revenues. Because we believe in the circular economy. We believe in eliminating waste. We believe in conserving every little bit of energy. We ensure that our furnace's nozzle is replaced as periodically as it's required to, so we don't waste extra furnace oil. We ensure our welding equipment, our welding rods or our, I'm now forgetting, I'm actually not an engineer, so pardon me if I make any mistake. I'm a poor little chartered accountant, I can tell you the numbers about it. But clearly, every element of our manufacturing cycle, our grinding wheels, Rane makes grinding wheels also or no? I don't recall. You make grinding wheels also? You don't make them. Of course, use you must be doing. But all of those equipments that we use, it's a chain. And if we can collectively decide that all of us will ensure the sanctity of that chain, we'll all help each other. After all, why does Korea and Japan manage to have such large conglomerates and manage to build their ecosystem so successfully? They support each other. They ensure that they'll buy steel from their own steel mill. They'll ensure that they'll buy grinding wheels from their own supplier. They'll ensure that they'll buy paints from their own paint companies. Wherever required, they'll help to upgrade, they'll handhold their suppliers so that the value chain is captured by them. When they go out and manufacture in other countries, as some of them do in India too, they take their value chain along with them. Initially importing the goods, and when they need to indigenize, they'll bring those same companies to come in and indigenize for them in the new country. Why can India not plan in a similar manner? Why can we not all support each other so that even if it means in the short run a little bit of extra cost, in the long run we'll stand to benefit with high quality, reliable suppliers within our ecosystem. Imagine how much more we'll be able to be credible in our commitments that we make to the world if the entire value chain is also, in a way, supported by us and within our control or within our close ecosystem. I would urge all of you friends, let's look at our own balance sheets. Let's go down to tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 suppliers within our ecosystem. Let's see what handholding it requires. Can the big companies support the small companies? Go a little extra. Small case in point, you may be having an MSME manufacturer supplier. You may be having a transporter. Instead of paying him in 60 days, 90 days, 120 days, can you pay him on the 7th day? He'll be happy to give you a cash discount also. He'll be very happy to give you what he would otherwise pay to the bank. And he would be paying 12 or 14%, 10%, depending on his credit rating. The larger companies here would be probably getting the same money at 6-7%. Some of you may be having fixed deposits which don't earn you 5%. But if we were to leverage our strength, our size, our own credit rating, and support the ecosystem that's working with us, frankly, it will add to your top line, it will add to your bottom line, add to your profits, strengthen your ecosystem, help them modernize and grow. And in the long run, this industry can truly become what the world wants you to become, the supplier to the world. And I would have no hesitation in predicting that this industry, going forward in the next 5 to 7, 8 years, if you grab this opportunity today, whether it's electric vehicles, whether it's the new age ethanol-driven vehicles or CNG or hydrogen vehicles as we see them coming up, in this entire emerging world, if we can stay ahead of the times, if we can ensure that we work together as a team, support each other, focus on R&D, focus on modern technologies, see how we can bring energy efficiency in our systems. Let's see how we can also look at clean and green energies powering our factories. Can we make a net zero commitment to ourselves with a time-bound plan? Can ACMA handhold or invest some money or put together a group and help all your members in drawing up net zero plans? Maybe you can partner with the first movers, what's that, FMV or whatever, first movers group that the World Economic Forum has put together to encourage businesses also to adopt net zero timelines and dates. Believe me, all of these will help you in your business, will help you get better value, will help you compete against other geographies, will help you grow faster, will reflect your ESG commitments, another big plus, and of course, the big, deep satisfaction that you will get not only as a responsible global citizen, but as a responsible Indian who is serving the country, creating jobs, adding wealth, adding value, and helping make India the great nation and bringing us to our rightful place in the Comity of Nations. My best wishes to each and every one of you. May God bless you with lots and lots of success in all your endeavors. Thank you.
Honorable Minister, sir, it's always exhilarating to listen to you. Our enthusiasm redoubles after having heard you. So, sir, thank you so much for being with us today. Of the many issues and many sort of areas that you touched upon, I just want to mention to you, sir, you mentioned about unorganized sector in the auto component space, and these are largely playing in the area of the aftermarket. And sir, the Ministry of Consumer Affairs under your aegis has just come up with right to repair, and we believe that this is something that's going to be a game changer for us, because there is a right to repair law in the US, in some states, and in Europe. And the right to repair gives a consumer the right to go and significantly. Globally, the aftermarket is as huge as the OE supply. And in India, the aftermarket is just $10 billion, whereas the overall industry is $56 billion. Sir, I believe the right to repair is something that is really going to be a big game changer for all of us in the industry. And I compliment you for this. We are very short-sighted, sir. Whenever you come, we only tell you the export figures. We don't tell you about the other ministries. I'm sure the Ministry of Textiles is weaving many more success tales, sir. You're a great leader. So once again, a very big hand to him. And I request our Vice President, Shraddha Suri Marwaji, to please say a few words in proposing a vote of thanks to the Honorable Minister.
Namaskar, good evening. Honorable Minister, Mr. Ganesh, Sanjay, Vinny, distinguished guests, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor and pleasure for me to propose a vote of thanks this evening. First of all, on behalf of ACMA, I would like to express my profound gratitude to the Honorable Minister, Shri Piyush Goyal ji, for joining us at this session, despite his extremely busy schedule. Thank you, sir. Your presence means a lot to us. Thank you. Your passion to build a strong Atmanirbhar India industry is truly admirable. We in the auto industry are very thankful to you and your unceasing and strong message to the industry to localize. We're also grateful to you for your unstinted support and guidance to us, especially for the PLI on battery and auto components. These schemes, we believe, will be a game changer as far as investments and infusion of cutting-edge technology are concerned, especially for new age mobility and our industry. On behalf of the auto component industry, let me assure you that we are committed to Make in India for the world and for localization. Mr. Ganesh, thank you very much for being with us today. As past president, you've been our mentor and guide. You created a very robust financial management system for us at ACMA, which we run till today. So thank you very much. I'd like to now thank everybody else who's here Thank you for being with us. Thank you, President. Thank you, the Secretariat, and thank you, Vinny. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, I would request President ACMA to honor the Honorable Minister with a token of our affection. And sir, I would urge you to keep it in your office, sir. I know you don't take, but I'd be very honored if you did, sir. He wouldn't take, I know. Yes, yes, of course, of course. Yeah, yeah, okay, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. No, he won't take, he won't take. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Sir, Mr. Ganesh, you can keep it. He is always very, very generous. He just gives it away. Yes. Maybe can we do a photo op with all of us together on the dais? The Honorable Minister has very kindly accepted my request. I request all the award winners, one person per company, to please come up stand here in front of the stage, and we'll have a photo op with the Minister. One person per company, yeah. With the trophy, just one person. Kindly respect the decorum. Just one person, yes. I just want one person per company, kindly come up. Some of you can also please come up the stage. The Minister has requested so that we are evenly distributed. Please come up. Yeah. Thank you, gentlemen. Mr. Minister, sir, just one picture. Mr. Minister, sir, I have another request. My team wants a picture with you. Sir, the entire ACMA team wants a picture with you, if you allow me. Sir, let me indulge. We don't get this occasion. ACMA team, please come quickly onto the dais. We'll have a picture with the Honorable Minister.